Now, I want to talk about why the Sony A7IV is I think is not really competing with the R6, or I think they're approaching the market in a very different way. I think what they're doing is a good thing. Of course, there are a few things that I thought could have been better, but I think the Sony A7IV is a really good camera, and it's sort of good for the market. It's going pushing the market in the right direction, and I'll tell you why I think so. You see, when the R5 and the R6 came out, they created a lot of excitement for the video shooters or people who want to get into video shooting. They want to experiment more, learn more, and they want to kind of create art with video and offer clients that service. Now, the internet, however, after that was trying to justify R6's lack of megapixel, right? Because while the R6 was good for video and the autofocus really caught up with Sony and it did wonderful things. It 20 megapixels. The internet was really trying to justify and show why 20 megapixels is good enough, and you don't see any difference really. Then why don't you use a 12 megapixel camera if you don't see the difference in 8 megapixels? I mean, I don't buy any of that. I don't buy that. I think there's a reason why there's a 20 megapixel camera, there's a 40. They're all different things, right? So you can't say it's all the same. Okay, so anyway, so the internet was trying to justify that, but I think Sony has now stolen the thunder from R6 with 33 megapixels. I'll tell you what the A7IV is for the market. It's a photographer's camera that does video very well. On the other hand, the R6, it pretends to be a videographer's camera or a filmmaker's camera, video shooter's camera that also shoots some pictures. But I think it doesn't do any of the job very well, and I'll give the reasons why. If you look at the A7IV, I think it's a very well-rounded camera. It's a very well-rounded camera. I'll give you a few reasons why, and I'll for both video and photo, I'll tell you why I think so. It has 10-bit 422 unfettered, no conditions applied, unlike the R6 that can do 10-bit 422 in C-Log only, and in normal picture profiles you can't do it. I'll link a video down and you'll see there's a new channel that I found, and he talks about his frustrations about this. He thought he can do 10-bit 422 in any mode, but he has to only do record in C-Log. But then you don't always want to record in C-Log and to sort of use LUTs and all. You don't want to always do that. At times you want to just use the picture profile that you like and get the colors that you like from the camera and get them straight away. But you can't do that with R6, right? So you get 10-bit 422 only for Canon C-Log for the R6, but that's not the case for Sony. They've also added S-Cinetone, which is something that people were craving for. They are giving you all-eye codec, which is a very high, all-intra codec, which is a very high quality codec. Unlike the R6's IPB, you also get unlimited video record time. You don't have the 30 minutes limit, and you know what? For the first 6 to 8 months, the R6 and the R5, they suffered. I mean, 30 minutes, they had their own limits because of overheating. The Sony also gives you very good stabilization because of the active stabilization, and at the same time, they can use gyro data to sort of post-process and give a very good stable footage. So these are very good things when it comes to the video makers. When it comes to video shooters, they really appreciate this. And now for photography, the Sony gives you 33 megapixel. That's like almost more than 70% pixel than compared to the R6. It gives you high, very good dynamic range and extremely good low light capability. These things are not there. I mean, the Canons, they still don't have that high range, high dynamic range. They still don't have very good low light capability. All of those things are kind of an advantage for Sony. The Sony also has very deep buffer this time. It can shoot, I think, 800 JPEGs in RAW at one go. 800, crazy. It uses Sony's latest autofocus technology, incrementally better colors. Science is claimed by Sony. I'm sure they're improving the colors to offer you better skin tones. And the EVF is good. It's a high refresh rate EVF, 120 frames per second EVF or 120 hertz. So that's good news. Although the resolution of the EVF is not, it's sort of at par with the segment. It's fine. That's fine. Also, when it comes to usability, the Sony A7 IV is a much better, easier camera to use in hybrid shooting situations, because shifting between photo and video is far more hassle-free. It's just easy. It's just flick of a button. They've added that this time, and it's still not the case with the Canon R6. So it's a sort of a problem there. There are a few limitations though. There is rolling shutter and the visible rolling shutter, and there are a lot of Sony channels are kind of apologetic about it. They're saying, "Oh, it's fine if you have rolling shutter. You are not going to shoot fast-paced action anyway." I mean, come on. That depends on the user, right? So we all wish that it didn't have the rolling shutter. It's going to give you 4K 60 crop. That's a problem. I think that's a problem. It just robs you of the consistency in terms of what lens you can use. It's a lot to sort of take care of. 4K 60 full frame would have been quite nice, and it has a segment standard EVF resolution, like something that I spoke about. Now, am I going to get one? I think I'm considering the A7 IV for following reasons. There are a lot of great cheap third-party lenses that kind of I look at that as an opportunity. So I'm looking at the Sigma 84 1.4, Sigma 45 2.8, Samyang 18mm 1.8, 2.8 that is, and also maybe the Sigma 28 to 70 2.8. These are all like not very expensive, at the same time very high quality lenses. And I also somewhere feel that 33 megapixel is just the right balance for me. I don't want something like a 50 megapixel, but 33 mid-30s would be nice. So which is why I repeatedly say that I expect the Z9, the Nikon Z8, to be somewhere around 35 or 38 megapixel sensor. So that's I would straight away buy that. So yeah, that's what I think, guys. I don't think that that the R6 today is a better camera than the Sony A7 IV, though a lot of people will kind of say that and talk about that and cite only the rolling shutter and the 4K 60 crop. But I think overall you have to look at the entire package, and if you look at the entire package and what all you get with that, surely the A7 IV is a better package overall. If you look at the ecosystem, the lenses, the stabilization that you get, the autofocus that you get, some of the new innovations that Sony has packed in. I'm not getting into the details of those things. You can check that. I think all the megapixel hike, all of these things together make the A7 IV a much better hybrid camera, especially people who are a photographer first, a photo artist first, and then maybe they also do video on the side. So yeah, so that's what I think. Oh, and the other thing I forgot. The other thing is that just the ability to have 10-bit photo to in any picture profile, especially to have the ability to use S-Cinetone, it's a celebrated sort of picture profile. So those things really matter. And yeah, so that's what I think, guys. If you like this content, do subscribe, support this channel, like if you like this video, dislike if you dislike this video, but I don't know why you would dislike this video for. In any case, see you very soon with another Nikon video and maybe some commentary on what Sony is doing. See you.